Good Morning Night Vale is brought to you by The Disappearances of Lydia Fontaine, a new independently produced and crowdfunded 10-episode original audio drama. Set in a deceptively familiar world of electronic surveillance and machine-mediated communication, The Disappearances of Lydia Fontaine follows Lydia Ryan and her friends, lovelorn Ethan and wannabe internet sensation Dee, as they struggle to unravel the mystery of her mother's disappearance. Escape the sinister Fontaine family, and survive the feud over her grandfather's supernatural legacy. It weaves bitter family drama and high-stakes intrigue with fantasy and cyberpunk elements to create a surreal mystery about secrets and grudges, old books, big data, and the promise of infinite knowledge. And do not forget the talking birds. It's a full-cast production with original music and a bespoke soundscape presented through a series of found-footage-style surveillance recordings. And it's important to note, this show was made entirely without generative AI. Even the computers are voiced by human actors. Episodes are free, and you can start listening right now with the Season 1 finale due to come out on August 16th. For more information, go to lydiadisappears.com. and find The Disappearances of Lydia Fontaine wherever you get your podcasts and start listening from the beginning.
Insurance isn't one size fits all, and shopping for it shouldn't feel like squeezing into something that just doesn't fit. That's why drivers have enjoyed Progressive's Name Your Price tool for years. With the Name Your Price tool, you tell them what you want to pay, and they show you options that fit your budget. Enough hunting for discounts, trying to calculate rates, and tinkering with coverages. Maybe you're picking out your very first policy, or maybe you're just looking for something that works better for you and your family. Either way, they make it simple to see your options. No guesswork, no surprises. Ready to see how easy and fun shopping for car insurance can be? Visit Progressive.com and give the Name Your Price tool a try. Take the stress out of shopping and find coverage that fits your life, on your terms. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
We brought something back with us, something we cannot escape.
Memories of a great vacation to deepest space and the merciless distant prince.
Good morning, Night Vale.
Hey there, babes. It's me, Symphony, one of your hostesses with the mostesses.
And it's me, your friend Meg, one of your hostesses with the medium-istus, the middle-istus.
And I'm Hal, your mister who grew up with no sisters. And this is the show, Good Morning Night Vale, a Welcome to Night Vale recap show that is recorded by 3 members of the cast. Yeah. That's right. We're all in the cast of Welcome to Night Vale. And we are re-listening as you have listened to the show and offering some insight, some behind the scenes, and some fresh takes on the world of Night Vale, including this episode.
This episode's description, it's Remembrance Day, which means it's time for us to honor those who will someday be lost in the blood space war with the most solemn event possible, a fun parade. Also, we hear from one young Night Vale citizen whose life has already been changed forever by this future war. Let's talk about it!
This is one of those episodes that messes with my tiny mind because it involves time travel. And time travel is very difficult for me to wrap my head around. But yeah, so the blood space war, which we've been hearing about sporadically through the kind of entire existence of Night Vale. And now we get some kind of more details about how it works and what the Remembrance Day is all about.
Yeah. Can we talk about how spooky the intro song was?
Yeah, it's a whole special one. It's very spacey.
Isn't that fun? I know, I loved it. It made me think of what's that thing called where theremin?
Yes, theremin is
it's
there.
Like,
yeah, that's theremin.
Yeah, okay, great. That's what I was imagining that Disparish was playing. I don't think that was the instrument. It might have just been some sort of synth sounds, but in my mind, theremin jam.
It did have a theremin feel to it. It was very futuristic and nice and spacey, and the whole episode is super timey-wimey. It's interesting because there's a lot of the dynamics between children and their parents, especially children who either don't see their parents very often or children who have lost a parent. But you're almost kept off balance. You are kept off balance by all of the time and space stuff.
Yeah.
That even though it's right there in your face, it feels like the weight of it didn't hit me until the very end.
Yeah. When the emissary goes and you hear it on the recording.
Yes.
That one got me right in the gut. Because I was like happy for Basimah, but I was also like really sad because it wasn't like the type of communication that they would normally have. And how special the relationship was to both of them, even though it was so different, like what he thought about her, like when he was sending her messages, like about her age and her being like growing up and being like, this is normal, but it's not normal. And I thought it was really sad, but that he doesn't know her, as a person.
That she's a ghost to him and he's a ghost to her. But yet both of them continue to live, which is an interesting, very interesting dynamic. But yeah, I agree about the pacing of this episode where it starts out and it is kind of like, I'm just a normal kid. I'm just a normal teenager. Like I have a band with my friends. And then it just like, and then in the next segment from Basimah, we get more like, okay, this is hard. And then in the last one, it's like, oh, okay, this is like, that's like the gut punch is the last one where the emissary comes in after having moments with Cecil with the flute and the anti-war sentiment being like, don't do this. We shouldn't be doing this.
Right. Because really nobody even knows why they're even doing it. It's like, doesn't even make sense because it's like, okay, you're going to fight a space war in the future, but like, why? Like, you don't even know what the threat is. Like, just because they're telling you to do it or that it's the right thing and that we should be honoring these people. And yet none of us understand what the blood space war is even about. And I think a lot of people who have experienced war in their country would probably feel much the same. If you're just living your life as a person, and you have no understanding of, or very little understanding of, foreign politics and all that stuff, but yet and still your life is being torn apart by war. And even if it's not happening in your country, I'm sure people who have family members in the military who are going off to fight wars that seem so distant, and they might never see that person again because of some foreign threat that they don't understand.
Yeah. Ain't that a metaphor for the foreign wars that we've been fighting pretty consistently for the past 4 decades? Is it now? But yeah, like though I think about when we first went to, well, I guess it was the second time we went to war in the Middle East after 9/11. And it was very unclear at the time why we were going there to fight a war, where it was. Like most people, if you were like, hey, can you point Afghanistan out on a map to me? Most Americans would not be able to tell you where it is. And yet
I don't think most of them still could.
Yeah. And so it's Afghanistan, but it might as well be space 1,000 years from now for the amount that we know about it and the amount that we're informed about why we're actually there. So it's a metaphor for war, in particular for me, I read it like as particular to the American wars that have been, that are fought on foreign soil, which is most of them. We seem to only have the civil wars on our soil.
Really? There's also the concept that wars are started by a very small group of people and then it affects a very large group of people who are just called in to fight. And you just don't know I don't know what we're fighting for. I don't know what the purpose of this is. And just culturally, every generation fails to learn from every generation that came before them that had a conflict. It causes more problems than it ultimately solves. Mm-hmm. I mean, World War II, obviously, you needed to go destroy the Nazis, but the conditions for creating all of these events don't seem to change over time. We may advance as a society technologically, and even in some ways, in terms of being a little bit more tolerant and open-minded, although that moves much, 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 much slower. But we still wind up in the same dumbass wars, fought over the same reasons, and those reasons don't get resolved by the time the war ends. There's just a ton of carnage and a bunch of people die, and we're further apart from the goal that all of humanity should be working towards together, as opposed to closer to it. And that's what better metaphor for that than an episode around a war that we're remembering that happens a long time in the future.
Right.
Like, might as well be remembering a war that just happened or happened 1,000 years in the past. And it's going to be a similar story.
Absolutely.
And the kind of way the Remembrance Day and the way that the people who are fighting in the war are celebrated back home by a parade. And like, it's this like big festive event in town, kind of to celebrate these people doing this really grim thing and sacrificing their whole lives. And we're having a freaking parade about it. It's just like, ugh, it just, yeah.
Can I tell you, I fucking hate parades.
Oh, really?
Depends on the parade for me.
Okay. Fair. Like, I love Mardi Gras. That's a different experience. But I think primarily I hate parades because I'm a small person and people disregard me, and I'm always surrounded by, I can never see anything because the people that are up in the front are children usually.
You're right.
And since I'm an adult woman, people are like, get to the back, jerk. And I'm like, I'm little, like I can't see. So it's no fun for me unless I'm like up high where I can see or far enough back. And that's why I like Mardi Gras, because the floats are so big that I can step back beyond the front throng of people and enjoy it, and see everything. But generally I hate a parade.
To be honest with you, I don't like parades either, by and large, but for a different reason, which is I don't like standing in one spot for a real long time.
Oh, so you're not one of those people that brings a chair or something?
No,
like sets the whole setup.
I don't want to have to own a chair. I don't want to own a parade chair.
I mean, it's just like, you don't have any like chairs for like those fold-in ones that come in the little backpack thing, and you can just take out and you don't. Oh no.
Yeah, the one where like you're eating your own knees in 10 seconds, like somehow
it's just gonna collapse into you.
The way you expand it, you can tell that it wants to like it's just the chair's just sitting there going, "Why don't you come in and have a seat?" Swear I'm not gonna collapse and try and eat you. Swear I won't. Definitely will.
My friend got a really good one that I think might change your mind. It's like bigger than the average one, and like, so it's got a little bit more room. It's also got like a footrest thing that like automatically is on there. So you're a little bit more, it's a little bit more luxurious.
Okay.
Than your average.
I do like luxury.
If I could say anything about you, Hal, you're a luxurious man.
I'm a gentleman of leisure who enjoys the finer things in life. Nothing wrong with that.
Don't I know it, baby? Speaking of the finer things in life, the eye windows.
Oh, wow. That got weird.
Yeah.
That was really weird. The windows are made out of eyes. Like I'm imagining like the tissue was somehow stretched out, and they won't explain it. So it leaves it to your friggin' terrible imagination on how they make eyeballs or as I like to call them, eye bulbs.
Eye bulbs, sure. Eye bulbs and Pischetti.
How they make eyeballs into windows. As I'm looking at my windows right now, plus it'd have to be like see-through, I guess, because you're like the part that covers over your like cornea and your pupil and stuff. That's clear.
The lens.
Right? Technically that's clear. The part that's like colored is like your retina, right? Your whatever, cornea, retina,
Iris.
whatever. The colored part. You know what I'm talking about. And that juicy bit, and they're so juicy. Oh, yeah. So I'm just like also imagining that these windows are wet, or something, and I'm upset.
You talking about tear ducts, by the way? The little boogly part.
No, I'm just talking about the eyes are they're like squashy and moist. Yeah. And have you ever seen an eyeball be like squished? It's not that hard. It doesn't take much to squash. You can poke out somebody's eye real quick.
Did you ever dissect an eye, like a cow's eye?
Nope. Took a C every time. Every time.
You what?
I took a C every time there was. I didn't want to
dissect anything.
Yeah, no, not here for that. Gross.
Oh no,
I loved it. That shit was always my favorite.
My school, I think we did have frogs or fetal pigs, or both. I can't remember. And when I was in the science Olympiad, there was a dissected cat that we had to walk around to different stations and like answer the questions, and then they would like rank you based on how many things you did well. And I remember being so distracted by the cat thing. I was not a cat owner at that point, but I was just like so upset. I was like, why is a cat of all the things? Okay, girl, damn.
Cats are pretty easy to come by.
I guess so. And when at the Science Olympiad that I went to in fucking Wisconsin, maybe they're just cruel and they just want to murder cats. That's sticking to that.
Maybe that doesn't exist anymore now that like virtual stuff can happen.
Oh yeah, maybe
there's less dissection in the schools. I was a real hands-on learner, so I always got really excited when we got to touch stuff and like play with stuff and explore stuff, as opposed to just like look in a book or like look at an overhead projector. I really liked when I could like dig in.
I think it's valuable. Like I get it. I just, for me, it made me too squeamish. I was never like, nobody should do this. I was just against it for me.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody should be forced to fucking dissect anything if you don't want to, but
just hold your hand and cut into the frog. Cut into it. Look at its reproductive system.
That's not something you should force specifically a child to do.
Right.
If you get to the point where you're like in veterinary school or in medical school, like you got to consider now's the time. But
right,
yeah.
Because
if you're
you
just like an 8th grader,
right, yeah, as a veterinary student or a mortician or something like someone in mortuary school, Patreon, or get it because our joke about. Anyway, or as a medical professional, you need to understand anatomy on that level, or like if you're going to do that, and there's a bunch of other gross stuff you're going to see in the practice of doing medicine in whatever way that you're going to be involved in. But as a kid, like you're not going to be like doing like field dressing and shit. Like it's like, okay, well, if you're interested in this type of science, then sure, you should be able to explore that. But otherwise, no. Speaking of exploration, I'm so excited. She has a girlfriend.
Yeah. She's got a band
nice.
And a girlfriend. She's
nice.
a junior in high school and rock and roll,
It's very like CW for me. I'm imagining like the Riverdale show or like any of those things where they're just like, I don't know. All these shows now, these kids are like doing all sorts of stuff. But when there's like usually like a same-sex couple or something, it's usually very like, it's very cute, very sweet, and they're like really experiencing who they are for the first time. So it's wonderful because you're getting this part of this person like about the band and stuff, which is also made me think of Josie and the Pussycats for some reason.
Yep.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, that whole, I'm like, oh, that's cute. You know, she's experiencing all this stuff. But then it also made me sad because her dad doesn't get to experience who she is as a person or who she's grown into. He only still experiences her as a 6-year-old, which, I mean, I think a lot of dads already do, are not willing to let their daughters grow up. But this is in a very real way. He thinks he's only been gone for like 11 days, but he's been gone for like 10 years or whatever.
It's a real Interstellar thing.
Yeah. Wait, is that the one with Jodie Foster? No.
That's Contact.
Contact. Okay.
Interstellar is the one with Matthew McConaughey that a lot of people don't like, but I enjoyed. It's a Christopher Nolan movie, I believe.
Weren't there a bunch of movies at that time that came out like all at the
Gravity.
same time? Okay, yeah. I was like, there was another one. Wasn't it Sandy Bullock or something?
Yeah, but they're a little different. They're different premises. But I liked Interstellar. I don't know. A lot of space movies are slow unless they're using lasers to shoot at one another, which war,
What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. One thing that I didn't like, though, is that Basimah has a pet snail, and snails are bad.
Taking a stand right now?
They're, well...
No snail parade for you, huh?
Wow, yeah.
Definitely not. No, because they spread disease. And there was a thing that I saw, I think on TikTok or something, about like horrifying things that you need to know. Like 200,000 something people die a year from like snail parasites.
But how many of them truly live?
Zero. How? Zero.
You got to die somehow.
Yeah.
You know?
I would be embarrassed to die. If I died from a snail, I would be mad. I would be really mad. I want to, like, I don't know. We don't get to choose. We don't get to choose.
We don't.
How we die. We only get to choose how we live. You know?
That's right. See?
True story. Snails have their purpose in the food chain.
What? Does something eat snails?
Birds.
I hate fucking birds, too.
They drop them. Yeah. Well, they're really, at least they're not actively plotting together against you.
If they ever do, God damn it, I'm ruined.
Yeah. You know, if you see a bird and a snail in the same room, that you can back out slowly and they won't even pay you any mind because they're locked
like with
in
my
a
guns.
stare. Yeah. Yeah. You're in a standoff with them and you can back out slowly.
I like to eat birds, though.
I like to eat birds, and I have eaten snails.
Oh, you've had escargot?
Abso-friggin-lutely. But also, I've when I was in Vietnam in November of 2019, a late night, there's like this snail place or like seafood place next door to this bar I went to.
Yeah.
And they had all sorts of snails, and we ate them. They were good for the most part. Some of them were weird. Like, it's a texture thing if you're not really into that.
Right.
But yeah. So yeah, maybe that I don't have to like things that I eat.
Yeah, I felt like the traditional escargot, the like French stuff, like you put enough parsley and butter and garlic on anything, it's going to taste good.
Yeah.
Even on, if you put garlic and butter and oil and stuff on even a pizza from St. Louis, I'd probably enjoy it.
Even a pizza from St. Louis. Even that.
No offense. Well, some offense to
some
people
offense,
in St. Louis.
Completely intended.
But yes, you are right. Butter and garlic make lots of things delicious. Speaking of things that are delicious, frying stuff. I wrote, fry your kids, fry your wife. Why did I That was so weird. Where is that part? They were talking about frying stuff. I think it was an ad. Oh, the fish fry.
Yeah. Bring a fish.
Yeah. It says, bring friends, bring family, bring fish, or whatever else you'd like to fry over to the VFW. So I was assuming they meant bring your family and your friends and fish, like you're supposed to fry all of those things. So that's why I said, fry your kids, fry your wife. Mm-hmm. Like, hide your kids, hide your wife.
Purposefully ambiguous.
But I always felt like fish fries, weren't those on Friday?
Yeah, because of the Catholics.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Also, the reason why the fillet of fish exists.
Because of Good Friday?
Because of Lent and Good Friday. Yeah, it gave them another day to sell stuff.
You can't have a burger on Friday, so.
Yeah. That's true.
Can you still get a fillet of fish?
Absolutely.
Yes.
All right.
I would say, I think the fillet of fish is probably one of my favorite things from McDonald's.
Wow. I used to have fish sticks when I was a kid. It was the only way I would eat fish. And now there's no way I'll eat fish. Yeah.
You don't like fish?
No, I hate it.
Do you ever have sushi? Raw fish?
No. I've tried, to be fair, I've tried it. I've had a really good sea bass at a restaurant in LA that is called the Blue Door. It's like this door, it's like a blue door that looks like it's unassuming on the street. Both locations have this. And then you open it and all of a sudden you're in like a Mediterranean French garden and it's an incredible menu. And they have a sea bass where it's not fishy at all. So it's very good and it comes with scallops. I like scallops. I like shrimp.
Yeah, I was going to ask about shrimp because I'm like, fried shrimp. No one's mad at that.
I've
Lobster
tried
crab?
Not really.
Okay.
Lobster's okay. Crab too sweet.
Okay.
In college, I tried sushi. My older cousin was in town. And so we went out to sushi because his cousin, not related to me. Yes, Syracuse. Tons of sushi places around there.
I don't know if I would eat sushi there, but go ahead.
They would do this every year.
Sure.
So I went with them and I wanted to be, I wanted to be cool in front of the cousin that I looked up to. So I tried everything. I tried eel.
Uh-huh.
And each thing I tried was more disgusting than the next. And I was like just trying to get through it. Did not like it at all. So I had heard that from my mother. She did not like fish at all. So it didn't really get cooked a lot. And she didn't like to eat it and didn't want to, like, if she made it for my father, she put gloves on to do it because she did not want to touch it. Yeah. So I do like gefilte fish. That's the only fish I really like, which is most people hate it.
Oh my God.
I know.
Of all the things, well, it's just brine mainly, right?
What about smoked salmon?
No.
So no like
salmon
lox on a bagel.
Salmon is the fishiest of fish.
Oh, I love it.
I love it too.
I know.
See,
I know it's my thing. I'm not saying anybody's wrong.
No, it's not just a you thing. Lots of people don't like fish.
It's a Joseph thing.
I know. I was
like, won't even be near it.
Yeah. He hates the smell, all of it. Which is why I think it's so funny when Meg and I, again, when we get to be roommates and stuff and Joseph isn't around, we're like, hey, you want to eat some fish?
Yeah. There was a while when it was like when Joseph wasn't around, we'd go to sushi restaurants and get the boat.
Yes. There's still a picture of us somewhere and it pops up on my time hop, I think every year or something, where we're sitting in front. I think it was like the day before, it'll be coming up soon. It was like the day before Cecil's birthday or something. And we were in Eugene, Oregon.
Yes. It was the day before we got our colon hydrotherapy. And me, you, and Cecil got the Love Boat for $3.
Oh, it was the best.
First, you ate a ton of raw fish.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then the next day you had water.
Because we're clean.
Blasted up your assholes.
Yep.
So
and then you're laying on a table.
Yeah.
And it just fills you up to the point where you become like a fountain. It's like the Goonies. It's like reverse pressure. And then all of a sudden the water's shooting everywhere. But then it drains down a floor. It drains somewhere.
Into the table?
It goes into the table in the tube.
into the tube. There's a second tube up there?
No,
Well,
it goes down. Go ahead.
It's like kind of like the table you're sitting on is like a little bit like a sink.
You're sitting?
Yeah. Well, you're
laying.
And the bottom part of the table is like a sink.
And slightly lower than you. So it's not going to run up your back or like be sprayed all over your body. It just goes down.
What if it
into
pops out and then it becomes like one of those lawn things that you do in the summertime where it just sprays all over the place?
It's not that. First of all, it's also not. You keep saying blasting up our ass.
Blasting up there.
It's like a fire hose.
Yeah, it's high pressure water. It's the highest pressure.
Whoa!
It's more like a water pick and less like a fire hose.
And what happens when the jet engine they use to fire that water up your asshole at such an incredible speed, when it goes haywire? Because, they're probably running it at 10% power. What happens when it jumps up to 15? Your eyeballs will shoot out.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I love how we got here in this very somber episode about war and the losses of war. Co-written by Zach Parsons. Another Zach Parsons episode. It's always great to have.
Love it.
I feel like you can tell that this is an episode that wasn't fully written by Joseph and Jeffrey. The tone is different in a way that's not them. You can tell that it's a Night Vale episode, obviously, because it's got all the the smoothing over of those edges, but to make it a Night Vale episode. But yeah, it is always interesting when there's a guest writer and you could really feel the tonal shift. I appreciate it for this episode. I think it goes like maybe a little harder, leans a little harder into the metaphor than Joseph and Jeffrey maybe would have on their own. And goes a little harder into the dark sad than maybe they would have on their own.
Oh, you know what? I'm glad you mentioned that, because speaking of going harder, up next, we're going to have a conversation with the voice of Basimah, who is Aliee Chan, of course. But first, this is where it relates. Conversation about this episode's weather, which has been deleted off of this app, off of this doc, so I don't remember who it was.
It is Sharon by Good San Juan.
Thank you. Sharon by Good San Juan, which reminded me of The Strokes, in that it was like a rock. Yeah. It was a rockin' tune.
Totally. I also thought it was, that was the first thing I wrote was rock. And then I wrote, oh, Sharon. I love songs that are about people. But what I found was interesting was that he said that why does she live so far away, right? But it's like she lives 40 minutes or 40 miles outside of LA. Is that, like, if you lived in LA and you're like, oh, this person lives like 40 miles outside of LA, is that super far?
It's like 3 hours.
Does it get 3 hours away?
It depends on the time of day and the state of the pandemic and a number of where you're coming from, whether if you're going from the ocean inland, if you're going from inland to the ocean, if you're going north or south. It's not close.
It's all far.
Nothing in LA is close.
No, we're all far.
Unless you can walk it. Then you're good.
Well, I'm sorry that Sharon lives so far away. But I thought the song was very fun.
Yeah, it's a Good San Juan is a 4-piece band out of Los Angeles, California. I did not find much about them and their current state of affairs. Their website hasn't really been updated, I don't think, since this song was on Welcome to Night Vale. So that's cool too. But yeah, their Twitter presence, I think they were playing some shows in 2018. Other than that, they hopefully they're out there making good tunes, making some pop punk somewhere.
They're doing their folklore right now from home.
Yeah, their internet presence has dried up.
That's sad.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not though. Maybe it was it was the right thing for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, good luck to all bands, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Especially in a pan dulce.
Stay right there. Good Morning Night Vale will return after a brief break.
All right, welcome to Good Morning Night Vale, Aliee Chan, the guest voice of this lovely, blessed episode.
Hi.
Woo-hoo.
You played Basimah.
Basimah Bashara.
Love it.
We love it. Thank you so much for joining us on this eve.
Of course, dude.
Thanks so much for joining us from your bathroom.
From my mother's guest bathroom.
Hot.
In the
It's a look.
Jersey Shore is where we're at right now.
Is Snooki there?
No, for real though, Snooki just moved out of like 2 blocks away from my mom.
Get out.
Oh.
Her like house down the shore where she fucking lived, I guess, or like was a summer house, was like walking distance from my mom's.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
We didn't like know this or stalk this, but the realtor was like handing out shit on that street, and then Snooki walked out of a car and was like, "Oh, I'll take one." And this nice realtor lady was like, "Oh God, it's Snooki. Snooki lives here," and then texted my mom because she just bought a house and was like, "Yo, Snooki's your neighbor."
Oh my goodness.
But she moved to Tom's River and allegedly hates it because like people are fake there, and Brick, I guess people are real. Who knows? It's Snooki.
My favorite part of the story is the call from the realtor. It's like, you know how we're always tracking where Snooki is at all times? Well, I have amazing news for you and terrible news for you. Which do you want first?
They're the same news.
That's Jersey Shore. If you're a Jersey Shore realtor, you got to have your
You have to know where they all live.
ear to the ground on that. Yeah, you got to know where Mike's the situation is when he's not incarcerated. Like there's a lot.
You got to know where JWoww is.
JWoww, yeah.
What's the other ones?
Sammy.
The one with the
Jimmy
hair that
B
goes
is
like,
one.
There's one that looks like Naruto.
DJ Pauly D.
DJ Pauly D.
Yeah.
Vinny.
DJ Pauly D.
Sammy.
Sammy Sweet
Dina.
Maria. Dina.
Oh, Dina, they hate her.
And then there was the first season girl, Angelina, who like left halfway through the season with her garbage bag full of.
I forgot all about her.
Yeah.
Giada is one of them.
Giada De Laurentiis.
Yeah, Giada De Laurentiis is one of them. That's right. Who else? Oh my goodness, Chris Pratt.
Oh,
Okay.
Chris Pratt today.
Mario.
Chris Pratt.
Yeah, also a Jersey Shore.
Luigi.
And
Mario.
and yeah, not the original Air Bud, but the 3 generations later, that Air Bud.
Air
Also
Bud
part
the
of it.
third.
Air
Air Bud,
acquaintance.
yes.
Got it.
Air acquaintance. Yeah, that's right. Air person I met at a party once.
I
Air
love
pal.
it. So, Aliee, when you hello, this is my journalistic duties here. I've got to ask the hard-hitting questions.
Yes, bring it.
When you record, how did you get involved with Night Vale in the first place?
I got involved with Night Vale from being friends with Meg and Joseph. And then I moved to LA and I was listening to Night Vale and I was like, this is great. And then I think I was at the kids that I nanny, like, dance class, and I got an email being like, hey, do you want to be a guest voice on Night Vale? And I was like, sure as shit, hell yeah. But I hadn't done like any voicey stuff before, which was great because when I recorded it, I was at my friend Lisa's house because I was house sitting for her, and she was like, you can have fun with my equipment. So I took her USB mic, plugged it into my laptop, and then got under her comforters like it was a fort. And then I did the whole thing from like, I felt like a kid, like underneath like the blankets, just up at night, like trying to tell a fun story. I was like, this is hella dope. But yeah, I felt cool doing it.
And this episode aired in 2015.
A whole Obama ago.
A whole Obama ago.
This was like pre-Trump time, even aware he would run time.
He wasn't even a glimmer in our eyes.
I had not thought of him in years prior to me recording this in 2015.
We were in our Hopi Change weighted blanket.
Oh, God.
We were so young.
We had just got gay marriage. We were stoked.
All of us were collectively under a blanket, you know?
Under the blanket fort of our minds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our president now was only vice president then.
And
That's how long ago it was.
Champ was the second dog, not the first dog.
Did he have Major then? Was it Champ and Major or just Champ?
Just
Major's
Champ.
new.
Major's new, yeah.
Oh, Major's new to the team. I did not know that.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, they just adopted him recently. Yeah. Hey, I mean, if that's how you follow our political environment, I say more power to you.
Yeah.
I appreciate a White House animal. It gives you a different perspective, you know?
Yeah.
It humanizes you.
I have a question, though. Was Marlon Bundo real? Was there a White House rabbit that, like, I just missed?
Oh, it was Mike Pence's bunny.
Because I'm aware it's the vice president pet, but, like, was there a legit-ass rabbit hopping around that White House?
Well, the Naval Observatory, to be exact. Let me Google that. I'm going to have to Google that. Everyone hang tight as a journalist. Okay. Marlon
I know, because, like,
Bundo,
how do you keep a rabbit out of the rest of the White House? I already have these questions about Biden's cat. Like, they're not meant to, they're just like, dogs will be like, you'll be like, stay. And they, you know, most of the time, and you could close the door and like keep it pushing. But a cat's going to be like, yeah, I don't look like I'm interested. But they're, as soon as the door cracks open, they're going to be like jetting for it, you know?
Yes.
Okay.
I did not know Biden had a cat.
Well, he has teased a cat.
He's teased a cat?
Back in November, they were like, we're thinking about adopting a cat when we get to the White House. And I mean, now it's February the 3rd and we haven't heard anything about that cat. And it's our responsibility to hold him to that promise. Like, we didn't elect him to say he was going to get a cat and then just like get to the White House and be like, oh, it's too hard to adopt a cat. Like, we cut the red tape, get the cat.
That was a campaign promise. And, you know, it's just really, I voted for that cat, to be honest. Like, I don't really vote for Biden or Kamala. It was that cat.
It played a part for sure. You know, for me at least. Because if they didn't say they were going to get a cat, I guess I was going to have to vote for Trump, you know?
I was going to double down on fascism and just be like, let it burn. Yeah, for sure.
We want a cat. We want a cat. Just marching in the streets for it.
Yeah.
Get a cat. Get a cat.
We kind of briefly touched on this, like when we were doing like our pre-call, but you had said that like the past 5 years, your life has changed so much. Do you want to talk a little bit about like how like a little Basimah, Aliee Chan, voice actor at her friend's place, now is you?
All of the things changed. Okay, I had a web series that came out that like got into a film festival, and the film festival like gave me the rest of like my TV career, and then I sold some pilots and I got to be on TV occasionally. And then I like moved apartments several times and I got to be in my 30s, and then we had the Trump presidency, which sucked. Just like an aggressive amount of life happens in 5 years. And like, I forget that life drastically changes very quickly until you're like, oh, what were you doing in 2015?
Right.
You know, I'm like, oh, fuck all nothing as compared to what I'm doing now, which is so strange. I was 26.
26. But now you're a wizened 31?
Yeah, I'm 31.
I can do math, so that's the only reason I figured that out. But yeah, so I mean, a lot of that time sort of thing is played in throughout the episode, talking about the difference between Basimah and like how she's grown up and what her dad still sees her as or sends her letters as. Looking back on this, do you feel that difference? Like if you were talking to yourself at 26?
Of like looking back at myself?
Yeah, like do you think your 26-year-old self could see where you are right now?
Oh, she'd be like, bitch, we did what? We did what?
Yeah.
Twice? We did what? Yeah, anytime I'm feeling shitty, I always like to think of younger me and just let younger me be like, girl, you're being great right now. You're great. And then I'm like, okay, I won't be so hard on myself. Yeah, time is wild. Time is also imaginary, as I think it's like illustrated in this, because it means so many different things for different I'm aware it's a sci-fi podcast and like time doesn't actually work like that here, but like it kind of does, y'all.
Yeah. I mean, the way you think about memory.
Yeah.
Right? Like things that I'll think about, I'll be like, oh, yeah, this thing was 5 years ago. And people will be like, no, that was 8 years ago. And that was a totally different time from this. And I'll be like, wait, what?
Yeah.
How things can get mushed together and challenged in your brain and reality.
And your relationship to the past is like always different because you're always moving forward, like at a greater distance than the past. And then like some shit will come up and that'll like dredge some shit back. So now it's immediate. I don't know. That shit's wild.
Yeah.
But
and then also, you're at the time you're a 26-year-old and you're playing she was 16 or 17. She was a
16.
Junior. Yeah, 16. So
yeah.
So you're playing a character who's 10 years younger than you when you're 26 and then now we're looking back at it from 31. So when you were approaching kind of creating the character, what was your mentality behind going to play a 16-year-old person?
Right. Well, I had a lot of anxiety, like not dissuaged. What am I saying? I don't even know if that's the right word. But basically, Joseph and Jeffrey were like, we're going to put your voice through a thing that's going to make you sound a little younger and also like you're on an analog tape. So like, don't worry about like being 16. I was like, okay, cool. And then like weird time bendy, I was just talking about this with someone else where it was like, I don't know how I would act if I saw a high school teacher of mine now because they know your shame. And, like, you're an adult now, and that's fine. But, like, God forbid I run into you in the wild, I will magically transform into a 14-year-old, and I don't know if I'll be able to get out of it. But I was looking at her stuff. I was thinking about me at 16. Then I was looking at what Basimah was doing and going through. I was like, you are so dope. Like, she has that band.
Yeah.
She, like, plays guitar. She has a girlfriend. Oh, that's another thing that happened in the 5 years is I fucking came out as queer. Wild.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Well, the other thing about that is this episode came out and everyone was like, yes, a WLW, because that was when it was big on Tumblr. And I was like refreshing the Tumblr tag just for fun. And they were like, yay, she's Arab and queer. And I was like, I might be Arab and queer. And then I came out like a year later.
That's amazing.
So you're saying Tumblr made you queer?
Tumblr, like, I guess thank you, Tumblr queers.
Hey,
little
Tumblr
babies.
queers are responsible for a lot of things. And part of that is the success of this show.
They put a roof over my head. So.
Oh, I love a Tumblr queer.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I forgot that I did this when I thought I was straight. Oh, my God.
We all have dark times in our life, Aliee.
I don't know how I feel. Oh, wow. Sorry, I'm like processing this like in the middle of a...
Isn't that fun, though? Like,
yeah.
you don't things you don't think about, and then all of a sudden it comes rushing back to you, and you're like, what? What was I thinking? And that's a lot of the people that I've dated in the past. I'll be like, what was that? It'll be like one sharp memory of something horrid.
Oh, no.
Just sobers you right up.
When, like, you flash back and you're like, that red flag was there the whole time.
Absolutely.
Oh, no.
Absolutely. So as an Arab queer, how do you, that sort of representation, do you feel like we see that, or since this show aired, do you think we've seen that anywhere else, or...
Oh, The Bisexual on Hulu is a great series by a Persian bisexual woman.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, God, it's so good. It's Desiree, I'm going to say her last name wrong, Akavian? That lady? I don't know. but she has another movie called Appropriate Behavior that like explores similar themes. Which was another thing when, you know, you rewind your brain and you're like, oh, straight you watched an aggressive amount of like the L word on your incognito tab. Bitch.
Yeah.
What were you thinking?
Oh, you're like sign number 1,750.
Yeah. And then you rewind and you're like, oh God, I've always been like this. Got it.
On this subject, we had a fan write into us about this episode.
Get out.
And I wanted to read what they wrote.
Oh my God.
The fans shared their name, but then the content of it, I'm just going to abbreviate their name just to make sure that everyone's staying safe. So this fan wrote, "Hi, I'm M. I left a voicemail, but let's face it, it kind of sucked. So I'm using the power of rereading something I wrote over and over again instead. I just wanted to thank you guys for episode 79, Lost in the Mail. When I listened to it, I just broke down in happy sobs. I can't tell how lifting it felt to hear about a Muslim girl who loves girls. At the time, I was having doubts about who I was and if it was okay for me to love girls as a Muslim girl. And I just never saw anyone be open about it, and I never heard stories about it. It was a constant struggle of who I was and who I thought I was supposed to be. Hearing about how this girl opened up and was brave and confident about who she was amazing, to say the least. Even in a fictional setting, it gave me hope that I could be who I wanted to be. I'm still not fully out to my parents, and I don't think I ever can be for my own safety, but I now love myself for who I am and who I'm going to be more than I ever had. Thank you. Thank you, Em. Thanks for sharing that. It's really nice
Thank
of you.
Thank you, Em. Oh, God. That's so great.
That literally gives me chills.
Oh, my God. I love you. I'm glad you love yourself and you know yourself. Holy shit. Oh, God. That was lovely.
So yeah, 26-year-old Aliee Chan under a blanket, helping open some doors for some people, just like the L word incognito mode may have helped you.
Well, I'm so used to Night Vale being like funny and like wacky and a little off the wall, and I love the jokes of it. But then I read this and I was like, oh God, this is very sincere.
Yeah.
It's just time to do a little acting. So I put on the big girl pants and I did it. But I was a little nervous.
Did you consider yourself, you said this was the first time that you had done voice acting, but had you done acting previously? Like what had been your experience before that?
Yeah. I'm a stone cold, full blown theater biscuit. Like that was
a theater biscuit.
This was like my bread and butter and jam and jelly forever. And then I came to LA. I've been doing acting for a minute, but then when you don't have your body and you're acting in an only audio medium, you have to make some different choices. And I didn't know what those choices were. And you guys know this from acting on the show, but you kind of just like hand your take over and then they go, thank you. And then you're like, I don't know how that was. I don't know what's happening. And then I think on Twitter, like before it dropped, either like Joseph or Jeffrey was like, this episode's going to be great. I was like, I hope you're right. I don't know what it is, but thank you.
How many takes did you do?
A few, because I'm an idiot, you know? Because you would like get on like a good run and then fuck it up and then you're like, God damn it. And I didn't know you could just stop and then continue. Yes. So my ass like deleted and restarted like maybe a dozen times. So who knows? And then I was just like, fuck it. And I did it all in one shot. And I like took some breaks in between those sceney bits. Yeah.
I think that's good though, because ultimately the desire is to come in and say, I'm going to do this in one take or two takes. And it's very rare, I think, that your first take is the best take. That first take is you sort of figuring out your footing. You're even if you've read it out loud already, to get into that mode where you're actually recording it, you're still figuring out where everything is and finding some new choices, maybe that either subvert the ideas you had before or maybe support them in a different way. So then once you get that out, whether you listen to it or not, the second time through or even the third time through is going to be way better because you're more comfortable with it. And it becomes more like, oh, I'm actually, rather than me performing this, I'm just in the character and this is something they're talking about.
Yeah, the speech patterns also become more like natural, and not so like performative. And that's one thing I noted in your performance as well. I really felt like you were just talking to us. Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
like
thank
you were
you.
like unveiling yourself.
Like you do.
I'm just like disrobing completely.
Sure. Just a weekend unveiling.
Sorry, you're going to get like zip noises on this. Just a casual unveiling. Thank you for saying that, because I was self-conscious about that's like why I kept restarting. I was like, you sound like you're reading something off of your laptop and you don't sound like a human person. Do it over. So
you sounded like a human person. And also, but I really appreciated.
Thank you. Mission accomplished.
About the like the pacing of this part, because I think it's a 3-parter. Like you come in 3 different times, and it is like the pacing for me is perfect with the way it builds. It's like, for me, that's what drives home this whole episode, is that it's it's a subtle, really well done build from scene to scene to scene. So way to go, you.
Goodness, thank you. Good on you, 26-year-old Aliee. You did a good recording. Good for you.
And with that, if you were to get this script today, how do you think you would do it any differently? Do you think you would bring a different perspective to it today than you did as 26-year-old Aliee?
I think the criticky, judgmenty part of myself would be like, ooh, play it like a shitty teenager, because you're a shitty teenager, because when you're 26, you're closer to being 16 than you are when you're 31.
Right.
But thinking about being a teenager, like, all the feelings I had back then are feelings I have now, and like I'm by and large kind of the same person. So that note is garbage for 31-year-old me. But yeah, just the relationship with the dad. Full disclosure, my father passed away recently. And this episode heavily features her father. And to me, the link when I was 26 was like, oh, the relationship you have with your dad is distant, and his relationship to you is based on the idea he has about you.
Right.
And that's frustrating. So I identified with Basimah on that level pretty immediately. But now that, because like her dad is, quote, dead, but he's still alive.
Right.
During this, now that my dad is like dead, he's weirdly still alive, which is weird to like still feel a connection to someone who is like now an omnipresent spectral being, or whatever you become after you're dead. As opposed to a person who you have a distant relationship with. Like, it's almost easier having this relationship than having a distant relationship. So I think going back, I would, like, probably key into, like, the grief and loss element a little bit more.
Yeah.
And then, like, what if you were 16 and you had a dead alive dad who was involved in this thing that is like greater, that you like volunteered to like go to a war that you like really fucking care about, but in the meantime it's like, okay, well, you left us, and like that hurts. I think I would have like sat in that a little bit. I think I kind of like skated over it because she's like a teenager and she's like, whatever, what, like in the first part it's like, whatever, it's fine, I'm fine, things are fine. They're not. Oh, God, being 16. I would not be 16 again.
You could not pay me enough money in this whole world.
No. If they were like, go back and you already know what you know now and also be 16, like that's just torture.
I would just be very frustrated.
Yeah.
Because you can't do it. At 16, you can't do anything.
Well, you also have to be around a bunch of 16-year-olds who are
so
16.
annoying.
That just
so
sucks.
Everything that feels, I mean, I was miserable when I was like 14, 15, and I would come home from school and like just cry because I was so upset. But I also would say, even then, like this will, in 5 years, this will not matter at all. Mm-hmm. Nothing that I am concerned about. Like, I was very aware of that. It's hard not to feel what you feel in the moment, but you don't until you get to a few years down the road, or even a year down the road, when something else is there's always something that's the new most important thing in your life. And a lot of stuff that came before means nothing. And that never changes. I don't think, no matter how old you get. It's just the things maybe are bigger, or they're a result of being independent and being out in the world. But there are very few problems that you have in a specific moment that are going to last. And there is a comfort in that, but it's impossible to see it at the time, especially when you're 15 or 16, even if you're saying the words out loud.
Right.
You're too caught up in the moment. So to be trapped in that world, knowing that there are more important things that are happening later on, like that is a special kind of torture.
It's hell. And I think, like, I imagine, well, I'm not going to imagine. I was 16 at one point in time. But that's the most frustrating part of being a teenager, I think, is the weird gaslighting of, like, perspective that you have. It's like, I'm aware this isn't an issue, but, like, let me have my feeling, man. Like, this is the worst thing that happened to me right now. Yeah. God damn it. Yeah, there's, like, wars going on. Great. Amazing. I'm sad. Can I be sad?
I think the hardest part about being 16, and if I was to go back knowing what I know now, it'd be the way that we treat 16-year-olds.
Absolutely.
Because, like, there's just so much placating and lack of trust, lack of like respect, and knowing that 16-year-olds are deserving of that. Because as an adult now, I know that, like, my life would have been so much better if people had just, like, given any sort of an ounce of respect towards, like, kids and their feelings and their thoughts and what's important to them and what's not important to them. So, yeah. For 16-year-olds out there, sorry that the world kind of works the way it does. But, hey, through the beauty of time, it doesn't last forever.
That's right. Nothing really does.
Everything changes fairly constantly, and it's worth sticking around for.
Absolutely.
On that note, thank you so much for doing this episode, Aliee. It was great to see your face. And if we want to hear more of you out in the world, we can listen to your podcast that you have.
Yes, I also co-host a podcast. It's called Aaron and Aliee Hate Everything. I usually grab an alcoholic beverage and scream for an hour with my friend Erin, and then it ends on like a what do you love? So, like, it's not always a downer, but we have fun.
Also, quirky female protagonist. Can we watch? Is that on the internet? Can we watch it? Can we send them to watch it?
Don't watch that. Cool. No.
Why?
That was like 10 haircuts ago. I mean,
it was what you were making at 26, right?
It was. If you want to, oh God, I wasn't even 26. I was like 25. It came out when I was 26. I was like 24 or 25 during that. I am a fundamentally different actor now. So I'm, like, obviously self-conscious, but yeah, you can watch it if you want.
If you dare.
And then, if you want to see more from Aliee, demand that television purchase her pilots because they're golden.
Please. God damn it. I am out here trying to sell TV shows and movies. The pandemic has fucked the market so aggressively.
The Pandolce, she'll do that.
The Patricia.
Yes.
But yeah.
Shit's crazy. My Cash App is Aliee Chan. You can make charitable donations there. I joked about plugging my Cash App in the pre-interview. I'm doing it right now. Cut it if you want.
But
no, we don't.
Just got real.
We don't joke during the pando when artists, who used to have a stable income that got wiped away because we can't shoot anything anymore. So, Yeah. But yeah, Aliee, thank you so much for doing this podcast back in 2015 and doing this podcast today. And yeah, so excited for the future for 5 years from now, Aliee, when all of those TV shows are actually on television.
Oh my goodness, I'll be 36.
Yes. It's great. It's great. I'm well past that, and I'm doing just fine.
Great.
Oh,
so 36 is good. We're good. We're going to be good.
We still have so much to look forward to.
I don't even remember 36, but I bet it was great.
Amazing. I love that. Okay. Well, thanks for having me, you guys. It's good to see you.
Here, babe.
Thank you.
You too.
Well, thanks so much for Aliee joining us today. And thank you to all of you out there in the listening audience for joining us. Next time, we will be discussing episode 80, A New Sheriff in Town. But until then, good morning, Night Vale. Good morning.
Good Morning Night Vale is a Night Vale Presents production. It is hosted by Symphony Sanders, Hal Lublin, and Meg Bashwiner. It is edited and mixed by Vincent Cacchione. It is produced by Meg Bashwiner. Theme music by Disparition. Special thanks to our guest this week, Aliee Chan. Leave us a voicemail at 929-277-2050 or email us at info@goodmorningnightVale.com to share your theories and ask questions, or to tell me why the snow just insists. This show is powered by our patrons like Ira Tanner, M, Greg Stovall, Hannah Jones, and Howard Owen Lars 2 Shelfer. If you're interested in supporting this show in exchange for lots of fun, exclusive, hyper cool kid content, check us out at patreon.com/goodmorningnightVale. For more info on this show, go to goodmorningnightVale.com and follow us on Facebook and on Twitter at Night Vale Chat. Special thanks to Joella Knapp, Jeffrey Craner, and Joseph Fink. Today's adverb is romantically. This year, for Valentine's Day, Joseph bought us a new sewer line, and I bought us well water testing. And that is how you pay your bills, romantically.